I have been trying to meditate every day for 20 minutes for the last 2 weeks, and here is what I learned. On my quest to beating my procrastination, I have decided to embark on a journey to rewire my brain. And the first step to beating procrastination that I mentioned in this video that I'll put in the cards is self-compassion. And I cannot think of any other way to build self-compassion than meditation. So I feel like a little bit of a cheater in this because I have been meditating on and off for years. My history with mental health has been a long and windy road.
A long and a lonesome road.
I found meditation when I was dealing with really severe generalized anxiety. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, which is basically like you're anxious all the time and it's about general things. I've also dealt with depression, self-harm, ED, and when I was severely anxious at university, I found meditation through the therapist I was doing through university, suggested I should try meditation and actually gave me an introduction to meditation. Honestly found it really, really helpful. And slowly but surely my anxiety just started getting less and less, quieter and quieter. Obviously everyone's story is so different with anxiety, and like what works for me might not work for you. But meditation has been a massive key part in my healing journey. So many things for mental health are really expensive. Therapy is really expensive. Even some of these meditation apps are really expensive, but really meditation is so accessible. I've tried just free things on YouTube. There's so many meditation free things on YouTube. And at the moment I'm in love with using Insight Timer. It's completely free and it's kind of like a social media but for people that meditate. People can upload their own little meditations, so there's professionals and like yogis and people from all around the world, and I have been obsessed with using Insight Timer, and I would thoroughly recommend because it is completely free. The biggest misconception about meditation is, and I still think this every single time I meditate, I have to fight against this feeling of like, I need to find enlightenment. I need to go to this place where my mind isn't thinking about anything. I am Zen. I think so often the misconception is meditation is meant to be a practice of completely clearing our mind. And the reality is it's not about that. That is not the point of meditation. It's not about thinking about nothing. It is just about feeling and just observing it. You know, the reason why I think meditation is like probably my highest form of kind of self-compassion, self-love, is because what other form of self-love is there than in this capitalist society than just like sitting down and doing nothing? I cannot think about anything that is less productive, just serves my soul more, because I think it is just, for me, like there's just no other higher form of self-love than sitting down and meditating and doing nothing. I think as someone who's meditated for such a long time as well, like it doesn't get easier. Like I still feel frustrated with some sessions when I'm like, I was thinking so much today, or so often I literally just go into work mode and I've got my eyes closed and I'm just like making a list of all the stuff I have to do today, which is adulting, I think. And one of the things that I found really helpful when it comes to switching your mindset on how you're thinking about meditation, if you're an OG Headspace person, you will know that they talked about this in the app, but they also talk about this in the Netflix series that Headspace did, which I found incredibly helpful as well. And there's this episode where they're talking about that. They're talking about like, well, meditation isn't about clearing your mind. And the analogy they like to use, it's your brain is just almost like a motorway. all the thoughts are cars or vehicles, and they're just like going, they are going full speed. And meditation is just about being able to sit on the side of the road in the grass and just watch the cars go by. And the cars are your thoughts. That's the metaphor. The cars are your thoughts. Every time I catch myself thinking, oh, my mind isn't clear. My mind has so many thoughts. I kind of just imagine that all my thoughts are vehicles, all my thoughts are cars, and I'm just watching them go past. And like, oh, there's a thought. I see it moving along. But I'm sitting here on the grass watching it and observing it. And it's okay if you get lost in thought. Like, it happens. It's just all about being like, okay, oh, I'm thinking about work. Okay, I'm aware that I'm thinking about work. I'm just going to bring myself back to my breath and watch that thought. And it's not about beating yourself up. This is why meditation has been such a massive part of my kind of self-care, self-love, self-compassion practice, which is what the Patreon workbook is all about. So alongside this experiment that I've done, this month's printable on my Patreon is a self-compassion workbook. The first part of the self-compassion workbook is all about meditation and mindfulness. If you're interested in that, I'll leave all the links to my Patreon below. And thank you so much to my Patreons for supporting me. Without them, I could not make these videos. And if you love these videos and you want me to do more of them, a great way to support me to do more is through my Patreon. And big thank you to anyone who supported me along the way, whether that's been for 1 month or a few more. My deepest and sincerest, biggest thank you. I think when my anxiety was really bad, my whole thing is like, once I started getting anxious, I just wanted to be alone. I would very often kind of run off to a toilet or a cubicle and just like, let me deal with this on my own. I cannot. When I was interning as a graphic designer in London, that was like peak anxiety. And that's when I started to get anxiety on the tube, because every time those doors closed of the tube, I literally felt like I was having a panic attack. And it would just, I'd have to get off at every stop like so many times and just like almost black out. But I also wanted to share that with the sense of like if you can relate to that right now. And I thought at that point, my anxiety is never going to get better. And like, this is like after uni. So when I was in university, like learning about meditation, it wasn't an overnight like fix. Like it took years to kind of get out of that place, but it absolutely is possible. And I didn't hear many people at the time talking about how they overcame their anxiety, even when it was like a disordered anxiety. And so I really want to share the story of hope, that it is absolutely possible to change like your situation, especially with mental health, because that's what I know, with time and with work and like with grit and determination. I know it would have really helped me to know that things can change, because things absolutely can change. Even though I've been meditating for a long time, going from the 10-minute mark to the 20-minute mark was really hard. Like I was been so used to meditating for 10 minutes every day that I knew instinctually when it was like 9 minutes and 40 seconds done, I was like, had my eyes open, and then I would have to go back into it. And it felt so, again, it felt really hard. It felt really hard, and it felt like an absolute waste of time until I have only really noticed the massive impact it has on my life on the days that I fall off track, like today, for example. We woke up late. I'm tired. I think we had a little nice glass of Cremant last night. I don't drink much, and I think I just had 1.5 glasses, and I woke up with the symptoms of a hangover, and I didn't meditate today. And boy, I can feel it. I can really feel that my brain is all over the place. I'm finding it more harder than today than I have for the last 2 weeks when I have been meditating, to focus on my task, get things done. Like the word is sporadic. Like my brain just feels all over the place and sporadic. And even my thoughts are interrupting themselves. I think that's how it feels like today. And I know it's because today is the day for the first time in ages that I haven't meditated. And I feel it. As we get older, things like memory and attention span, there are things in our brain that just decay, and meditation has been shown to counteract that decay. I think it's just like any other habit that we're trying to make. It isn't I'm going to do this for a week and then it's going to be so easy to just maintain. It is every single day. It is a battle to be like, I don't have to meditate what I want to. Maybe I don't need to do it today. And James Clear in the Atomic Habits, he always talks about how in interviews, about how, when asked like how long is it going to take for a habit to stick, he always says it is never ending. Like these habits that we're trying to make, we always wake up with a fresh day, with a fresh start. And so it is a never-ending journey to like build these habits. I think the impact that meditation has on my creativity is basically overall, if I'm happier, if I'm less stressed, I do make my best work when I'm happier. And I also think it's a shift that needs to happen like in the creative industry as a whole. Like I think often we see people painfully making artwork, they're put on a pedestal. Every time there's an artist who goes through something really dark and we lose them so early, they are just put on a pedestal. Do you know what I mean? Like Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. Like I just think it's more rewarded and accepted and like celebrated when there's like an artist who is like deeply struggling. And I just want, from an artist's perspective, to be like shout really loudly about meditation and how much it's helped me, because I just think we need artists to be happier so that they can stick around on this planet for longer. I think because meditation has such a dramatic impact on the brain, it's no wonder it has. I think there's a massive correlation between that and my creativity. Like if I am less stressed, I'm going to make more work. I think when I'm more stressed, I tend to overthink things more. I tend to be in my head more. I tend to worry more. And then I tend to kind of stop myself from being creative. So basically, meditation has changed my life, and I'd really love if you wanted if you could give it a try and let me know what you think. Just message me, comment on this video, or send me an email. Like, who knows? Just let me know, because in my personal life and in people I know in real life, I am like, meditation should pay me. Someone should pay me, because I have been getting everyone involved into meditation. So sorry about the weird audio at the end, but that is a wrap on this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in the workbook, all the details will be in the description, and I will see you for a very exciting video next week. Lots of love. Bye bye.